Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Vico Constructor 2008 ninth tutorial. I am engineer Muhammad Qasim Shinwari to teach you in this tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to draft an overhead tank which will be used in fire brigade station. Now at this point I am going to have overhead tank. I have selected the equipment maintenance room, above which I will you can say draft the overhead tank. You can select any other place. Remember that this is the load bearing interior wall, while this is the load bearing exterior wall. The heights are different. Let me select and mark you so that I can see in 3D. Select this and mark you and press F5. Fit in windows. Okay, now you can see that the one wall is of 20 feet while others are of 14 feet. I have to make some changes, so shift select this wall, shift select this wall, and now I have to shift select the third wall also. Now these three walls still selected, double click on exterior wall, press escape. So you can see that now all the walls are at 20 feet of 20 feet height. In this way you can change the favorites also. Zoom in or rotate, orbit, what you need. Press F2, press escape. Okay, now I have to place a slab at 20 feet because the wall was 20 feet of height, and use the default settings. Save the favorites by the name slab 20 feet height, above 20 feet above. Okay, now make sure that slab tool is still selected. Double click over slab 20 feet above and make sure that polygon method is selected in geometry method. Now we will define the polygon of which the slab will be made automatically. Zoom in and pan such that you can see easily. Now concentrate on which point I am clicking. This is the first point I have clicked, and now I am clicking on second point. You can hold down shift key to make your work easy. That is the third point. Using the guideline and pan, and fourth point, and now coming to the again first point. Okay, the polygon is completed. Now you can see that shift select this and you will have slab. A tracker will also show the related information. Let me select in 3D to make sure it is placed correctly. Press F5. There is a little bit problem. The slab is not placed correctly. Let me find the problem, what the problem is. You can see that slab is downward. It is placed downward and it should be upward. Let me measure it. In 3D it usually becomes very hard to measure something. You can see that if you try to measure it, you cannot measure it properly. Escape it. I have to find solution for this. Uh, Shift select the slab, and in the info box, in the elevation text box, instead of 20, if I put 21 feet, then the result will be okay, because the anchor point is the top point and the slab is 1 feet thick. So if you use the 21 feet, now you can see the slab is placed correctly. The slab is placed correctly. The slab thickness is approximately 1 feet. In tracker you can see it. Now the anchor point is at top 1 feet, and then so the total elevation is 21 feet. It's still in ground story. You can see in navigator to the most right. So please be careful while doing same construction. Zoom in and rotate where necessary. Press F2 and press escape. Okay, now I have to define a wall of 4 feet height and about 21 feet was the wall height and 1 feet at, so 22 feet, 21 feet total. Save the favorite by respective name. Now make sure that the wall tool still selected. Go to creating wall. Oops, I have drawn the wall incorrectly. Let me try it again. You can also use the copy paste button. Okay, here you can change the story. You can see that in second story we are having nothing, and we are on the ground story this time. I am going to create the wall. Second click using the holding down the shift key, third click, still holding down the shift key, fourth click, and then the last click. Continue. Show marquee and then select for 3D marquee and press F4. You can see that there are no walls, but actually the wall is placed in second story. Now in second story I have pressed F5 and you can see the wall. Press F2, coming to the ground story. So the walls are placed. It's nice thing. Select. Now I am going to transfer all this to 3D. So press F5. It is placed. Now you can see that the walls are placed and everything is okay. Zoom in and pan where necessary. So here you can see it is on second story. If you hover your mouse over these walls, you can easily be told by the tracker at which story they are. Press F2 to come to the plan view, or you can say ground story. Okay, now I have to create another slab over the wall. There are many methods. First, the simplest method you can see is to define the favorite. Other method is to select the pre-constructed slab, shift select it and copy it. Control C or right click in the context menu, then copy. Now go to second story and press Control V. Right click, copy to make sure that it is copied. I am going again to second story, and now I will okay, the walls are okay. uh, is it possible to place in 3D? It will be difficult. Let me place in 2D plan. So Control V to paste it, and then right click, OK. Now you can see that the slab is present here. Shift select the slab, navigate through info box and make sure that the elevation top is 25 feet. Now I am going to check in 3D what's going on. Coming to the ground story and press F5. Again I have done the same mistake which I done in case of first slab I created. So shift select and not 25 feet but 26 feet. Remember that it depends on the hotspot values anchor selection. Now it's okay. Press escape and press F2 to come to the ground story. So in this tutorial you can see how easily we have created the overhead tank. You can also use the columns instead of walls. Remember that it depends on you. I am going to do what is easy. So this was the end of the Vico Constructor 2008 and 9th tutorial. See you in next tutorial. Allah Hafiz.